Hello everyone, this is Zapiak and I'm going to be showing you guys a few things today. I think this is a little solo tutorial about our Architekkit series. I'm going to be showing Red Power 2's Microblocks. Well, at least a few of them. We're not going to be showing them all. There's a couple that I can't remember the exact names of them. They're anti-covers, and there's ones with like holes in the middle of them, which are actually meant for putting wiring through. They're cool and you can use them, and we probably will use them later, but for now, we're going to stick to the basics of microblocks. So first things first, let's show you exactly what you need to make microblocks. Now, you're going to need a handsaw. The way to build a handsaw is actually, I can just open up this box. See how I have this set up with the 3 sticks? Think of these 9 blocks here as the crafting table. You'd fill the top 3 with sticks, the 2 to the right with iron. Actually, I'm not sure if you can do it the other way around. I don't know. I only think about it. That's fine. You know how to do this. So, anyways, that with iron, and then the 2 bottom ones can be in 3 different ways because there are 3 different types of handsaws per se. There's the one where you put an iron. It's very crappy. I never use it because I usually get gems right off the bat. Because the iron one only cuts crappy blocks like wool and dirt, stuff like that. Now, the next tier is the gem one, which can be used like emeralds, sapphires, rubies, yada yada yada. Not diamonds. Diamonds is the 3rd level. These ones, the gem ones, can cut pretty much everything but blocks of gems, blocks of diamonds, and obsidian. And I think that's it. Yeah, I'm pretty sure that's it. So, and then of course the diamond one cuts everything I just said that this one can't. So, now what you do basically is we will show you a demonstration, and then I'll go back in this box and show you the different types. Is you basically take a block of some type. Oop, let me turn off this rain because it sucks. And anywhere in here, you can throw it up here and put it under there. You'd basically put that block and it will cut up to wooden, well, any material that you can cut with that gem handsaw. You could cut with into 2 pieces. So if you put one in there, you get 2 planks wooden slabs. Now, you could put this back in there again and it will go to panels. So we'll do that real quick. 4 panels, and then we could take those panels and make them, or sorry, covers. Wait, are these covers? Yeah, sorry. These turn into covers, and you'd get 8 covers. So pull those 8 covers out, and there you go. Now, something before I move on to the next cut that you can do. You can put these back in here and recreate what you did. So we can take that, make one of those. So we got that panel back. Let's do another one of those and pull that in. Then you can put these back in, and ooh, look at that, got a slab, and so forth and so on until you come back with a full wooden block. Now, the next step, or the thing that you can do, is you can take the saw and instead of putting it below it, you would put it anywhere beside it, and what it does is it creates strips. Now, there's slab strips, cover strips, and panel strips. I will show you these in a minute. Since you now know how to make them with the saw, I'll show you what I'm talking about. Basically, you cut these down to the very size, the slab panel, and then those put next to it will come out as the strip. And then you can take the strip, put it next to the saw, and you will come up with the corner. So basically, every time you put a saw with a block, you're going to be cutting it in half. That's pretty much it. There's a couple other things that you can do with these. We'll show you that real quick. Actually, I can do that without even having to go to a crafting station. One of the nice things about these. So you can just go like so, and there you go. But the other thing that we'll show is posts. Oh, wait. Sorry, we don't need that. We need that. Post, where you just take a panel strip and drop it in there, and it gives you that. No, cover strips, cover strips don't have anything. But the pillar is from the slab strips. Slab strips turn into pillars. So you can make those, and I will show you how those set up in just a quick second. What else is there to show about building these? Not much. Alright, so let's get into how you use them. First things first, one of the things I use in our Architekkit series that you shall see on our buildings is we like to make soffit. Now, as you see, we've got these 4 stairs sitting here of our make-believe building outside of a building, and we want to make a proper soffit and roof and all that. Looks crappy. You can't really do too much with placing a stair here. It would just place and look like crap because you got this notch hanging out, and yeah, we don't want that. We want it nice and pretty. So what we're going to do is we're going to take these cobblestone corners that we've created, and we shall place them. Place, place, place. And see how its place is a bit different than other blocks? It's kind of nice. So, and you place. Now, as you can see, it's nice and smooth and pretty. You no longer have that ugly block hanging out and it looks all nasty. Also, as a proper soffit, you'd put it. We would do something like so. Bam, sis. Oh, get out of the way. And bam, sis. Finish. Come on. Come on. There we go. There we go. Okay. Now, as you see, it is much prettier, and it has a proper soffit, and it looks. It's basically smooth things out. Think of it that way. You're taking something blocky and making it less blocky, I guess would be what you'd call it. Well, whatever. Anyways, so that's something you do on the outside. Just an example. I mean, you can do whatever you want to do, and a lot of different types of materials. Not all materials, but most of them. You're gonna have to experiment with that. So, also something we do is we like to come in and create trim. I like to basically break up a building's interior, so it's not just all plain blocks. And I'll do that by, throwing down trim. Wood is always nice with stone. Stone usually is nicer on a wood. But, I mean, yeah, you can do whatever you want. You can use cloth. You can, I mean, it's up to you. Also, something I found really nice is, here, we'll get in that in a second. Let's see. Here, I'm going to cut something real quick. Actually, we don't even need to cut that. We'll do this. Cut. Awesome. Okay. Let's say you got an outside of a building here, and you're like, oh, I want a brick outside like this. But it's like, I want to make it look like it's painted inside. I could technically go, you know what? We can take it and we can make it look painted by taking these wool slabs, and guess what? All of a sudden we have a painted wall that looks actually pretty crappy because this texture pack actually makes it look like wool. But in vanilla, it actually just looks like red. So it would actually look like a red painted wall. This looks more like wallpaper, which I guess you could technically call it wallpaper. It'd be wool paper, but something like that. Anyways, so yeah, there's an example of something you do too. Now, one of my favorite uses for, here, let's pull this out here, we're going to need it, is tables. Normally with tables you have the, what do you call it? Not the button, but the pressure plate. There we go, that thing. And you can take a pressure plate and put it on a fence post, and you have a table, and it looks stupid and it clickety clicks, and I don't like it. With this, you can make all sorts of tables. You can make 4-corner tables like so. I can't finish that leg, and I'll show you that in a second. Or you can take one of these posts, and you can be like, oh, plop, and actually remove these legs, and obviously make a decent looking table with that. So yeah, you can really do more with these blocks, and just it looks prettier. Keep in mind, there is something interesting on how they set, and it's something you're gonna have to get used to, and I'll show you what I mean. For instance, let's say we want to build this last leg. You notice how it kind of sits off. Oops, let's get it out of here. We'll go there. This will be better. Kind of better. Come on. There we go. Work with me. There you go. See how it sits outside of the actual top of the table? It's not flush. It's just how they set. It's weird. You have to have a thing to place it on. So if you want it to be inset, you'd have to do something like this. You'd have to have a block to place it onto. And see how it's now inset? Bamses. And there we go. And now we have a flush table leg just like the rest of them. And it's beautiful. Hold on a second. Let's throw up the lights here. Back to noon. And so yeah. So it's kind of cool. It definitely makes things look a lot nicer. And yeah. What else are you gonna say? With setting blocks like that, basically think of the block you're setting on as a canvas. You're painting on a canvas with blocks. It's the best way to explain it. So, one of the other things I did is, for our kitchens, I was kind of annoyed because it's like, they're so bland. There's nothing cool to make them look like a kitchen. I mean, you can throw a brewery, or whatever you call them, potion making stand. You can throw a potion making stand, a little fire in the corner, and yeah, it kind of looks like a kitchen, but it makes it even better if you put food. And yes, cake is one of them you can set up and actually see. But I wanted to have slabs of meat. So if you see how I did this, I took these slabs, cut them in half down into, oh my god, what are they called? Slab strips. Sorry, slab strips, and then took white wool, went down into the covers and cut them down in the corners and added them, and it makes it look like it's like a roast with bones sticking out, and yeah, and like this one's like a ham shank. So I did that. I also took some green wool, cut them up, and threw them about, made them look like vegetables hanging out, and all sorts of different things. I mean, you can even add like how I made fake doors with handles and all sorts of other stupid stuff, windowsills, and yeah, so you can really experiment with this and do some crazy stuff. I actually made a storage area with these what made it look like wood boxes were hanging out in different sizes throughout the room and whatnot. Something else I did, I actually took some of this. Ooh, let's grab that too. And I was like, no, I want to make bags of flour for our what do you call it? Our granary? Yeah, the granary. And I set these hanging around, and I actually took yellow wool and had it spotted about around it so it looked like oats or wheat was falling out of the bag, and a couple other different things. And you can really experiment with that all you want. So that was just something cool. And then of course one of the cooler things was our crane. Now something to notice about Microblocks, especially the really the cover strips, I believe. Yeah, the cover strips, is they're one of the thinnest blocks you can place. So where before you could never properly place anything to make it look like a rope or a long line or anything like that, you can do in this. Yes, it's going to be vertical, or it's going to always be completely horizontal and vertical, and there's not going to be any diagonal to it, but it's a lot better than oh, I'm going to use my imagination that this crane is attached to this, or connect blocks to it and just look crappy. So for instance, I made just this quick little crane and added the wool cloth to make it look like, actually I did iron before like a wire, and it didn't really matter. It looked pretty much the same, but I had this wool cloth to make it look like a actual wiring for a crane. I mean, there's other things you do with it, like think of a sailboat and a ship with the lines for the sail and all that cool jazz. So that's just kind of a idea of some of the stuff you do. Also, before I get into it, you notice how I had to use quarter blocks here instead of like a post block. The reason being is, look at this. This is two post blocks going up stacked, and then a post block going out. You notice the big gap in between? There's not much you can do except for that, and well, I should have did that in the first place, but I didn't. Oh, I guess I could have did it like that, but whatever. I mean, yeah, let's just ignore that I did that, because I actually didn't even realize I could have done that. The things you learn when you're trying to teach other people. So, learning something new every day. So, that's my tutorial on Microblocks. I'm going to get into more little short tutorials on how to use things. I understand that there is a lot of tutorials out there on Minecraft and how to use things, build things. All the huge amounts of mods out there, especially if you got Architekkit, Technic, or any of that. But you know what? They usually, well, this is how you build this, and they show you a quick demo. It's nice to see some of the more advanced things sometimes, and that's kind of what I'm doing. And as we build our Dark Tower replica in our Architekkit series, there's going to be some other stuff we'll build that I'm going to show you. And I'll probably do it separate on my own in my own tutorial. So, yeah, that's pretty much it. I guess I'll see you guys around on some of my other videos. Have a good one.